Hello, sweet friends. I'm really excited about today's episode because this is something that honestly changed the way I see my thoughts, my habits, and my emotions. This is the Bible, Faith, and Neuroscience: Why God Designed Your Mind This Way. Now, let's dive into it, shall we? Okay, guys, let's tie together faith and how the brain actually works. Because for the longest time, I thought, okay, I have my faith life over here, and then I have my thoughts and my overthinking and my stress over here. But what I'm starting to realize is God was already talking about our minds way before we had the science to even explain it. And the more I learn about how the brain works, the more I just sit here like, wow, God, you really designed this so intentionally. So today we're going to talk about the Bible, faith, and neuroscience in a really simple, cozy way, and how understanding your mind can actually bring you more peace, not more pressure. Part 1. God cares about your mind. So let's start here. God talks about your mind a lot, like way more than we realize sometimes. In the Bible, we're constantly reminded that transformation doesn't start with your circumstances. It starts with your thoughts. There's a verse in the book of Romans that says, "Be transformed by the renewing of your mind." And I want to sit with that for a second, because it doesn't say be transformed by fixing everything in your life. It doesn't say be transformed when everything finally feels right. It says renew your mind. And sometimes I think we skip over that part and go straight into trying to fix everything around us, our routines, our habits, and our relationships. But God was like, let's start with what you're thinking about all day. Because your thoughts shape your emotions, and your emotions shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. Part 2. What neuroscience says. Okay, so now let's bring the science side for a second. There's this field called neuroscience, and one of the biggest things it talks about is something called neuroplasticity. Try to say that 3 times fast. And don't let that word sound intimidating. All it means is your brain can change, your brain can rewire, and your brain is not stuck the way it is. And this is the part that really got me. Your brain strengthens whatever you repeat. So if you think a thought once, okay, no big deal. But if you think that same thought every day, multiple times a day, your brain literally builds a stronger pathway for it. It becomes easier to think again, almost automatic. So if you're constantly thinking, what if something goes wrong? What are they thinking about me? Did I say something weird? Am I not doing enough? Which we've been covering a lot of in my past podcasts. Your brain starts to actually default these patterns, not because you're broken, but it's because your brain is doing its job. It's learning what to repeat. Okay, guys, let's go to part 3. Overthinking, real life. And this is where I want to get really, really real, because I know this is something so many of us deal with, and that's overthinking. Oh my gosh. Like replaying conversations in your head, wondering what your husband is thinking, what your in-laws might be thinking, what people are at work thinking. And you could start creating this whole story in your mind that honestly isn't even real. I've done this so many times, guys, where I would walk away from a conversation and think, wait, did I sound weird? Do they think I meant something else? Should I have said it differently? And you're just sitting there draining your energy and something that probably didn't even cross their mind. And what is wild is science would say those are neural pathways being reinforced, but spiritually. It can also be those little lies that sneak in quietly, not loud, not obvious, just subtle thoughts that pull you away from your peace. Part 4. Faith and your brain. Now here's where everything starts to come together, because what science is discovering, God already gave us tools for. When the Bible tells us to focus on the truth, speak life, pray, be grateful, those aren't just nice ideas. They actually change your brain. In the book of Philippians, it says, whatever is true, whatever is lovely, whatever is pure, think on those things. And I just love that because it's so simple. It's literally telling you, be intentional with your thoughts. Because when you choose better thoughts, you create new patterns. And over time, those patterns become your new normal. Even things like prayer calms your nervous system, gratitude lowers your stress, speaking truth interrupts negative loops, and you start to feel different, not overnight, but gradually. Part 5. Your mind is not the enemy. I think one of the biggest things I've realized through all of this It's been about 2 months now. Your mind is not working against you. It's actually trying to protect you. It's just repeating what has been taught. So if your mind tends to go to fear or worst case scenarios, that doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It just means those pathways have been practiced more and more. And this is where grace comes in. Because instead of feeling frustrated with yourself, you can actually gently guide your thoughts into a new direction. And that's something I've been really focusing on in this new journey that I'm trying to really push and share with you guys with this podcast. And also my new devotional that is, I'll be talking about more at the end of this podcast. It's called God Said to Let Go of the Bad and the Ugly, the Bad Habits. It's a 30-day devotional. I can't wait to talk more about it here at the end, but I've been really putting in my all to learn this with you guys. Part 6, How to Rewire Your Mind Practically. Okay, so let's make this really simple and practical. If you take anything from this episode, let it be this. You can retrain your thoughts. It's simple as a 3-step reset. 1, notice the thought. Not to judge it, not to panic about it, just notice. Okay, I'm overthinking right now. Number 2, replace it with truth. Not toxic positivity, but truth. Okay, here's an example. I'm not good enough. No, trade that with God created me with purpose. Or they think probably something bad about me. Or change it to, I'm going to assume the best, not the worst. Step 3, repeat it daily. This is key, guys. I'm telling you, it has been working for me. Because a repetition is what builds a new pathway. Not once, not twice, but consistently. I promise you. All right, guys, we're at part 7, and this is more of my story. And for me personally, this is where things started to shift. When I let go of certain habits, like scrolling constantly or wasting my times on things that weren't filling me, I had this space in my life, and I could have filled it with more noise, but instead, I started this podcast. I started my devotional on Amazon. I started choosing more intentional thoughts, new projects that filled me up with goodness and good deeds. I wasn't perfect, but there were still moments of overthinking, still moments of doubt. But little by little, my mind started to feel more calmer, lighter, and peaceful. And I even got to the point where I could actually help other people in real life. Okay, sweet friends, if you're feeling overwhelmed in your thoughts lately, I just want to remind you, you're not stuck like this. Your brain can change, your patterns can change, and God already gave you everything you need to start the process. So be gentle with yourself this week. Notice your thoughts and start choosing ones that bring life, even if it's just one small shift at a time. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for clicking on this new episode today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you feel free to do so. That will help us out a lot. And also in the description below, I have a link to my new 30-day devotional called God Said to Let Go of the Bad and the Ugly. Each day comes with 4 pages like journal prompts, prayer, and devotional. I hope you can check it out in the link below. I have it for $11 on Amazon only. Please make sure you check it out. It's 127 pages. The cover is front and back glossy. It's a perfect gift for a loved one that you might know that has bad habits, or just to read for yourself to get a 30-day reset. I know we could all use it, especially with social media scrolling and social media in general. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to me ramble here. I love you guys so much, and as always, choose joy, have a positive thought today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!